Welcome to the Mid South Sports Report Race Talk Live. Cheer up, Matt. It's Tuesday.
I am coming down there to kick your Kentucky ass.
Hey, all I gotta say is come on.
Uh,
Well, Fontana, the let's see, the race of surprises. We're still in the unknowns, right? We know that might as well put them on the rollback because once you get a flat, you're done. Um, we've kind of seen that. Um, did have a 3.5 hour Xfinity race. Uh, so let's get to it. I mean, let's. I ain't gonna bring it up just yet, but we will. It's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a
Yeah.
good one. Well, All right, Xfinity recap. Let's see. We had I don't know how many cautions we have, like 15 in Xfinity, maybe.
There was a
Uh,
it
lot.
was a lot more than normal.
15 probably. Um, had a lot. So maybe end up winning that race because I know it should have been the 23 car. I can tell you that he come in with tires, got tires, and did not. Oh, Bobby Daughter's team, Cole Custer.
Yep, Custer won it. Yep,
I've
that's a
got
pretty
something.
fast car.
I've got something to say. If that don't show you money does not buy you wins, something is wrong. Money bought that. How can you have Cole Custer in the '07 car win the race and then Bobby Daughter's '08 car not make the field?
Listen, the '07 car,
What was a Stuart Haas
that
98?
was a '98 car with an '07 number on it.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah. And
And the
Riley,
pre the problem the problem is that they actually put a good driver in the equipment, and it actually shows that Stuart Haas has good cars because the idiot they got in the '98 ain't no freaking good.
oh yeah, I mean we all knew that.
Oh,
Um,
I'm fired up. Oh, Willie, you woke me
yeah,
up.
I got him fired. I got him fired up for the show. I mean, we had a little pre-race, little powwow here and stuff, but
If we'd all been in the room together, I'd have had to stand between them.
I'd say you're probably, I'd say you're probably right, right? Um, Longest Xfinity race in a very long time, 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, let's be honest. That Brandon Jones wreck where it took out all the sand barrels at the end of pit road, that definitely cost a lot of time because they had a ton of cleanup after that one.
Yep,
See, and that's where I don't agree with having sand barrels. To
yep,
me, they should be water barrels
yep.
because if
I've
it's water
I've got
barrels,
that wreck. I never saw that wreck, but I got that wreck. Let's show it real quick.
The better angle. Yeah, just. He knew it right there. He's got his foot on the gas saying, oh no, oh no, oh no. Look at him on the gas knowing it's about to hit it. Luckily, he hit it towards the right rear corner of that car.
That the video don't show it does because it does it slow mo.
yep.
But he hit that wall a ton,
Hmm.
and I think we're kind of happy that we didn't see 30 green flag laps because there's so much sand on the racetrack. I mean, you couldn't go down pit road. There's no way.
No. Well, the big thing I think is the storyline coming out of that race. I mean, yes, we had a lot of cautions and stuff like that, but I'll tell you, probably one of the biggest things that's coming out of that race that's going to be a huge thing for the next race coming up is how many cars are going to backup cars for Vegas.
Yep.
And the rule was is that you had to use the same car for Fontana and Vegas. If you have to pull the backup car out going to Vegas, that was basically the same thing as a weekend. If you have to go to a backup car, you're starting at the back.
Here's a tad bit, little nugget for you. Our Motorsports fields 3 cars. They only brought one backup for them 3 cars.
And they lost.
The '02 probably will have
02
to,
is
will have to go
going to a backup. Yeah.
right. So they have
Yeah.
no backup. So practice, guess what? You better not be messing around because if you wreck one in practice, you're done.
Yep.
Now the 23 and the 02 are locked in the field. They're using
Yep.
last year's points. Jeb has to qualify in. Kind of disappointed on Jeb. He ran top 15. I thought they had a better car than top 15. But Pasta, man. I mean, tire fall off was 4 seconds in 20 laps. You had 4 brand new tires and you couldn't win with that?
Well, you got to remember, in the first restart, he was restarting 25th.
Got up
And
to 4th.
the problem is that every time they restarted, the goodie wore off the tires.
Oh, yeah.
And they equalized out. The problem is I think what he needed that one caution to get caught up, but that second caution, he didn't need that one.
Right.
I think they stay green on that second caution, he probably wins the race.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Now, that I think with them cooling the tires on that red flag, kind of, I wouldn't say equalized it, but
it helped. It helped.
It helped out.
Yeah.
The 54, was he on new tires too, or had to put on scuffs?
No, he was on 18 lap scuffs.
I mean, that really didn't matter. I mean,
Well, no. See, the problem with the 54 is that he drove like Ty Gibbs and, well, blew it like Ty Gibbs because I don't know what the hell he was thinking he was doing side drafting like he was down the front straightaway, but he spun out and burned a set of tires, right? And
what was everybody's thing coming into 2022? Ty Gibbs is going to win half the races.
well, he showed himself to be you know what? He made a rookie mistake. At the end of the day, that was a rookie mistake.
Now, let's go ahead and go. Let's knock the elephant in the room here.
No, we don't have to knock that elephant yet. I think before we even get
Wait
to the
a second.
race,
Hold up.
Before we get to the race, we had a ton of stuff happening.
No.
On Saturday.
It's Xfinity.
All right, what's the elephant in the room in Xfinity? Jeb's not going to make the playoffs. We knew that.
Well, no, wait a sec. Hold up. We made a little. We made a little side thing. Now you said the 10 car was going to outrun the 27 car. Where did the 10 car finish? It does not matter. It's a race.
Yeah, I know the 10 car. I don't know. Well, he caught on fire. It wasn't his fault, but the car caught on fire. And
where did he finish?
Dead last.
Okay. Where did the 27 finish? I think it was 13th.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he only ran top 20 for most of the race, so that 10 car, they obviously had some kind of a mechanical issue because the oil line come off or something and burned it to the ground.
Let me tell you what was wrong with Jeb. I listened to Jeb's radio all race. They could not. He was fighting a tight condition in turn, I think it was 3 and 4. He said it was plowing on the splitter. He could not.
That was probably because of the wind.
They could not get that out with a adjustment. Basically, the crew chief said, "You got what you got. I can make you better, but that's never going to go away." He could not get past that. Now they said they're going to make a adjustment, right? Yeah. Money man, right here, money man. Now they're not going to make they're going to make an adjustment to Vegas, right? So they're bringing the same car to Vegas. Everybody knows, but they're going to have to do something, because with the Xfinity cars, if you don't unload good, you're not racing good. I mean, you can't change springs after practice, right?
Hey, that's the same for anybody. Cup car is not going to be any different.
That's what I'm saying. If you do not bring a good race car to the track, you can't make a sync change like you can in a race, like a dirt track. Michael, tell me if I'm wrong. If you go to the dirt track, you make hot laps. You come in, you could change springs, shocks, whatever, in a snap of a finger and change the car like that. You've got
Yeah,
20.
I mean,
You got 20 minutes to. You ain't got time before qualifying.
Well, Cup cars, I know that they can change the shocks pretty easy because the shocks are click. All the shocks are click now.
Look, most race cars shocks are just a pin. I mean, you should be able to change that out pretty simple.
You ain't changing it out on a next gen car that easy.
No,
Not the way those things are built now.
no. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, bring a race car.
So, yes, elephant in the room. Yes, I lost on a mechanical failure. Unfortunately for me,
I didn't hear that first
doesn't
part.
matter. Doesn't matter because the 10 car will definitely outrun the 27 at Vegas.
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah, I guarantee they ain't gonna have another loose oil line.
I guarantee you, they'll be going to a backup.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure of that too because there wasn't much left of that one.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the Cup race.
Not the race. we Cup managed to give us enough to talk about for Saturday and Sunday this week.
Yeah, drivers struggling in qualifying. We'll go ahead and practice. Go ahead and say practice.
Drivers struggling in practice.
I've got the Ross Chastain practice wreck, and I'm gonna tell you something. That's probably one of the hardest hits. And it was a lot harder than William Byron's hit at Daytona.
It was hard. Yep, bad angle.
So here's the Ross Chastain ordeal. I reckon it happened after. I don't know if the 17 spun before the one, but
No, after.
Okay.
So one spun.
Oh my gosh, Chris Buescher. These boys got their hands full.
Roll down, roll down.
Same exact place Kevin Harvick is right off of turn 4. Or wait a minute.
I think we had two of them
That
spun
wasn't
down.
him. That's exactly right. Got a different one spun.
Have a look at it. Oh boy.
That was a shot.
That was a hard hit.
But
I mean, that was the second caution flag. What shocked me was Kevin Harvick didn't even complete one lap.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Backed it into the fence. This is a champion of our series. The guy's been racing in Cup for over 20 years, and he backed her into the fence on the first lap of practice.
They come this close for the 10 car, I reckon. If the 4 car went to a backup, the 10 car didn't have a backup. They come this close.
It was close.
It was super windy Saturday. I mean, the wind was 45, 50 mile an hour winds.
They did fix the primary 4 car.
Yes.
That was, they did fix the car.
Old car, you wasn't fixing that.
No. Rodney Childers actually put a tweet out about that, and he basically said if that would have happened on the old car, that car wouldn't have seen the racetrack for a month.
Yeah.
It would have taken them a month to fix it.
So, on car turnaround, Dave Ellens was on SiriusXM a while ago, and he said the old cars, it would take about 3 weeks to turn around to get them ready to run another race.
Yeah.
He said GMS ain't coming back. They didn't come back. They stayed at Fontana's garage. The Hawkeye, which is the scanning system they have, NASCAR left it up for them the teams that want to stay, turn their car around and run it through the Hawkeye to make sure it lines up. So I don't know how many teams is actually staying out there, but it sounds like there's quite a few that's staying out there.
Like there was a lot of teams that stayed out there. I think just about everybody did. I think the only thing that went back to North Carolina were cars.
Yeah.
Some cars went back. I know Hendrick sent all the cars back.
I know Thursday, Xfinity Garage opens Thursday for them to work on their cars.
Yep.
So so I mean that's good that we only have this West Coast swing one time a year, and then it gets sporadic where I don't think NASCAR should do this, but they'll go to Atlanta one race and then they'll go to Vegas and then they'll come back to
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It is what it is, right? I mean, but the West Coast swing is kind of a neat deal and everything like that, and everybody sounded like they were staying out, and definitely, qualifying, seeing how many guys spun out in qualifying was interesting. I seen you had Brad K's spin in qualifying, I think.
Yep, I got Brad K spin
We'll
and
pull that one up.
Saw that car get loose right there. We've been talking about that. Had a handful of wheel in, and as you're unrolling it, getting close to that wall, the car gets light, front wheels start catching up. He tried to stay aggressive. He tried to stay with it because I was watching Kyle Busch. You heard him lift and kind of really keep the car underneath of him. Brad was very aggressive with his throttle, stayed with it, and paid the price.
It's funny, I saw that little bit of yawn. I was like, he's really got his hands full, and I didn't think they were quite that full. But you're right. You see Kyle get out of the gas before that happened. Happens quick.
I was watching his lap time and really how he was falling off as he was lifting, and he started.
So, two things. One, I think he got on that seam. That's probably what got him around. I looked like he was riding that far seam. Two, tires. If he'd have kept rolling, one, he probably would have tore up his car, but two, he probably would have made it back to pit road. But if you have a tire, it looked like all four went down.
Yeah, he blew all four out.
Okay. That's a big issue to me. We've got to figure out something. Or if you spin or, if you have a flat tire, you're done. I mean, we've got to figure something out. Christopher Bell blew
Apparently, there have been some modifications already. I think it's called I think they're calling them the rub blocks or whatever it is underneath the car, or whatever it is. There's some kind of a block underneath the car, and I think they're calling them rub blocks. And I believe NASCAR has already instructed the teams to shorten those by, I think, 1 to 1.5 inches.
So when it flattens out, it don't hit the car. It don't hit the ground.
The other thing that I have heard them talking about is potentially a ride height rule may have to be introduced with this car.
I mean, we have to do something.
The reason they're talking about putting a ride height rule in is because if they put a ride height rule in, then the cars technically should be high enough that if the tires all blow out, the car's not going to be on the ground.
And preventing it to move.
They should be able to move it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, guess what? If you blow out a tire, if you want a souvenir, them wheels are done. So, I don't know what they're doing with the wheels, but they're pretty much going to the scrapyard after they get done.
You know what? It's an issue. Let's be honest. There's definitely an issue.
Christopher Bell lost 2 laps.
You can't. Well, the thing is that, let's be honest, the teams are their own worst enemy on this deal, because they want to run the cars so low to the ground, because the lower they run them to the ground, the more downforce they make, because that's the way that these cars are designed. Well, you risk running them so low to the ground, you spin out and blow out the tires. At the end of the day, to me, this is not a NASCAR problem. This is how we're setting the cars up problem, and deal with it, teams. Don't spin out.
Yeah. Well,
don't spin out. Don't blow the tires out.
Yeah. That's kind of my thing is.
I mean, and the other thing is here, Willie, and I think, Michael, you can agree. It seemed like if they blew out one tire, it was still drivable.
Yeah, I agree.
One tire was still drivable, but if you blew up more than one tire, it wasn't really drivable anymore. And you got to remember, even with the Gen 6 car, if it blew up both tires on one side, I mean, it was dragging every damn thing.
Yeah. And that's what Brad said, hey, I need tires. I'm on the splitter.
Yeah.
he's probably afraid he don't want to tear the splitter up if he moves the car.
Well, the other thing is Brad basically said, and supposedly the way that they're towing them now or whatever, if they hook them up by the front and lift them up and tow them, apparently it destroys the rear diffuser.
Oh yeah.
So
by the time they get back to pit road, you could tell the diffuser just hanging, flapping.
Yeah. So, and I guess the diffuser is not a cheap part. So that's where Brad wanted them to put it on the rollback, not tow it, because they didn't want to put a new diffuser.
I think you got to put it. They're going to have to start to figure. One is
at the end of the day, NASCAR has to make a decision. If they want to fix the problem, the only way that's going to be the easiest way to fix the problem is they're going to have to put a ride height rule in so that the cars can drive and not be bottomed out if they're on the rims. That's the only way.
Right. My thing is, if they can't have a issue, right, and they can't fix it, the only thing I suggest, and it will never go, only thing I suggest, if you have a flat tire, you do not lose laps. If you have to be towed with flat tires, you should not be able to lose laps for that.
And see, I disagree, because at the end of the day, you spun out, your problem.
Yeah. But what if it's you got caught up in somebody else's mess? You kind of get penalized.
I mean, that's part of racing on that. I'm with Matt on that.
But it's part of racing. But that's where I'm saying, though, it's like, obviously NASCAR's making a change to the rub blocks to try to help, right? Because they've shortened them up. Instead of them sticking down whatever the heck they were supposed to stick down, now they're only going to stick down.
I think it was 6 inches. What it was.
Well, whatever it is, they've taken some off, right? Because if they take some off the rub block, because when those cars bottom out and sitting on the freaking rims, what's on the ground is the rub blocks. When the car goes on the ground, it's the rub blocks that are on the ground. Right. So if they shorten up the rub blocks, maybe that'll be enough that guys can still drive it back to pit road. But if they can't fix it that easy, then you know what? I kind of agree. I've heard that they're talking about putting a ride height rule in where basically.
Well, what about putting the interliners back in them?
Can't do it. Ain't got enough room.
Ain't got enough room in the rim.
The interliners cannot touch the outside of the tire. So with them having an 18-inch wheel, there's not enough tire to put a small interliner in.
No, they can't put an interliner in them. That's impossible. So yeah. At the end of the day, I don't think there's much more that NASCAR can do other than what they're talking about doing, which is shortening the rub blocks up and then potentially having to put a ride height rule in. And that could hurt the performance of the car quite a bit. Yeah. Which probably means if they're going to have to do something like that, I will not be surprised if there's some redesigns on what go on the under tray of the car.
Yeah.
To try to get some of that downforce back.
Yeah.
But all right. Again, teams are their own worst enemies, man.
All right, we covered Saturday. Now on to Sunday. Surprise, surprise. It's kind of a surprise. Austin Cindric wins the pole, coming off the win at Daytona. Well, he won the pole, but guess what? I don't think he won. I don't think he led very many laps.
No, he didn't.
The kid is running well, right? He did make a rookie move, and Bowman probably should have dumped him. Jones should have dumped him, in my opinion. He cut up on Jones and kind of they two hit, knocked Jones's toe out. So the kid's going to get dumped one or two times this year. Just I don't know about who, but he's going to get dumped. I see it coming. So
Michael, all I see is this freaking hammer beating down on the top of your head.
I mean, y'all did nonstop with Penske cars all year, and it's just early in the season for this crap.
Keith, I 100% agree. 8 car was the best car, but yep. I have something for you. It's first, let's get to this, right? Incident tracker. I see Brad Keselowski's averaging 2.5 incidents per race. He's been in a total of 5 incidents. Chase Elliott's been in 4 incidents. He's averaging 2. Look at there. Austin Cindric, another Penske. 1.5, 3 incidents. Of course, you got William Byron down here. He's been in 2. Both of them's been took. He's took himself out. Both of them. Now, let's get to the other stat sheet that I have. This is from NASCAR statistics. Okay. Now, let me take my little banner off here. I like this. I didn't know NASCAR come out with this, but we're going to start using it every week. All right. I've got Eric Jones highlighted for a reason.
Well, that's obvious, but hey, we'll digress.
No, let me.
We'll digress.
Okay. Tyler Reddick, on paper, was not the best car. Okay. Because Eric Jones, on paper, was the best car on Sunday. His lowest position all race long, 200 laps, 12th position, lowest position. Pit crew caused him to get to 12th. Average positions, 4.3. His quality of passes was 88%. Fastest laps, he got 23 fastest laps. Now, Tyler Reddick had 39 fastest laps. So basically what that fastest lap is, they ran faster than anybody on the track that lap. Here's what I thought was impressive was the percent in the top 15 was 100%. He's the only driver all race that is 100%. He got as many points as Larson did for the win, and his driver rating is 122. Reddick's was 120.6. Now, here's another thing for little Matty down there. Okay. William Byron, yeah, didn't do any good. He had 44 passes, and he got passed 27 times. But basically what this green pass is they got passed for position. They don't mean he got wrecked for position. It means he got passed for position.
Wait a minute. So William Byron, if I'm looking at this right, got passed 46 times under green for position. Is that what you're saying, right?
Yes.
So Eric Jones got passed 72 times under green for position.
No. The green pass.
That's the same number.
No, it's not. Listen.
Michael, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm looking at the same column you are.
That's the same thing I'm seeing.
Green passed is what they got passed. I'll have to dissect it more, but I think this is
green
a great
passed. Eric Jones is at 59 and William Byron's at 27.
Yeah, well, William Byron went out of the race awful early too. So just we'll get to that in a minute. Now, I want to say something here. Ryan Blaney passed a total of 102 cars. 102 cars.
Yep.
Ty Dillon got passed 137 times. He got passed 137 times. Mm-hmm. Now, you see a bunch of low numbers down here by Cody Ware. Well, Cody Ware stayed in the 30, probably a 33 or 34 range. So, what? So, Harrison Burton didn't pass one car, and he was on the track 157 laps, and he did not pass one car.
No, he only got involved in the wreck that Bubba caused.
But it happened on lap 157.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is he did not pass a car. He got passed 102 times. Like he would gain spots on pit road or he'd use strategy, but he did not pass, somebody.
Yeah, I get it. I know what you're saying.
So this is a good nugget sheet that I'm going to use. Here's one thing I liked. We had 33 passes for the lead. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now, the question remains, and I'm going to ask y'all this. Should Fontana go to a short track or leave it alone?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No. I want a short track as bad as y'all do, but no way the racing we saw. Do not leave that track alone.
Can't do it.
I don't think it becomes a short track. I think NASCAR
You know what I
builds
did
them.
most of that race?
Well, you're a dirt guy, okay?
Listen, the
You're a
race
dirt
was
guy.
the race was probably one of the best races I've seen in Fontana. I am not going to deny that.
That
But
race was better than any race in 2021.
But let's be honest. Fontana is on some of the most expensive land in California as we speak right now.
Yep.
And you know what? I think at some
He
point,
just said it.
at some
Short track.
point, but at some point, NASCAR ain't going to be able to pay the taxes on that property.
Not
'Cause
having
it's
one
gonna
race
be
a
too
year.
many acres.
Not having one race a year.
I think it's going to happen out of necessity that they're going to have to make it a short track because they got to sell some of that property.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see you there. They could sell half of that, over half the property, and just keep a quarter.
Yep.
And make it a short track.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that racing was great.
It was absolutely great.
Or you could do this. You could keep the big track.
No.
And then somehow or another.
But let's be honest here, guys. It's going to get repaved. Something going to have to happen in the next year or two because I'll tell you what, they had to do a ton of work to that track to get it ready to race. And I'll tell you, there are some pretty serious bumps in that track already that are becoming problematic. I mean, look how many friggin' cars spun out on that bump off over the tunnel turn there in 4.
I forgot to share a video that I'm going to share. I don't know if I have it. No, I don't have it. Anyway, the 22 didn't take he didn't get a qualifying lap in.
He got one in. He had to go to the rear though.
Yeah, he did have to go to the rear. He
got
spun
one in, but he tore it up.
Yeah, he spun in the race. That's what it was. And stuff. We got old John watching. Now we'll talk about the Chase Elliott deal. That's the deal with Chase.
Good. He's gonna leave the Byron thing. Woohoo!
No, I'm coming back to the Byron.
You're gonna come with it. He's coming back to that direction. He ain't gonna leave that one.
What has happened to Tyler Reddick? Jamie.
He just radioed to his team. I got a vibration. He's saying it's a right rear flat. His team getting up on the wall. Trouble for our leader here as he drops back.
He just got hit.
He hits the wall, guys.
And William Byron is involved.
You're a half a track behind. How did you get in the wreck? You're a half a track behind. How did you get in a wreck? One, you need to fire your spotter. I don't know who your spotter is. I think it's a kid out of high school, I think. Now, 2, you're letting Cody Ware outrun you. Cody Ware, I ain't looked at the points, but I'm saying is wait a second. Is Greg Biffle higher than you in points?
No.
I got to look at that. Hang on here.
Cody Ware is 28 with 25. William Byron is 33rd with 14.
All right, go to your Chase stuff because then I'm gonna light your ass up.
Oh boy.
William Ray Charles Byron. Wow. Well, all right.
And you're not far off, John, because I'll light up your boy too if you keep it up.
Damn. Jock Villeneuve's higher in points than William Byron.
Oh,
Michael.
Look, I've been hearing it, so just dump it. Go ahead, get it off your back. Let's hear it.
Hey, is Cass Growler higher in points? Name the drivers that's close to him that's hiring points.
All right. William Byron's 33rd out of 36 that they're showing. Below below William Byron is Harrison Burton, Ross Chastain, and Christopher Bell.
Well,
Garrett Smiley is ahead of William Byron. B.J. McLeod, Cody Ware, David Reagan, Corey LaJoy.
Can we go to Chase Elliott before I pummel both of your asses?
Hey, wasn't we talking about Quinn Hall last show about how he didn't get past? Jacques Villeneuve didn't even race in Fontana. Come on now. Now look, I don't have the whole chase. I didn't get the Chase Elliott video. I don't have it. Now, everybody saw what happened. Kyle Larson, it's kind of hard that Kyle Larson intentionally wrecked the 9, right?
John, I take no responsibility for what happens to you on Thursday.
Shots fired. Okay. Now listen, Kyle Larson, that's Tyler Mond's doing that. He has to let the 9 know, let Kyle know that the 9's coming, right? That's just basically a rookie spotter. That's a rookie spotter. Now, the 9 did cause 2 cautions, and he probably caused them on purpose. Correct? Do we agree on that?
What?
Did the Chase Elliott cause 2 cautions spinning out intentionally?
Negative.
At least one of them.
Negative.
Did you see the in-car? Did you see SMT? I didn't see.
Listen. Let's put the cards right out on the table right now, okay? Penalties came out today, right? 38 for the most part. Most of their crew is getting a holiday for the next 4 weeks because some bozo didn't get the freaking wheel tightened up good enough. Listen, if Chase Elliott spun out on purpose, with the SMT data that they have in the race cars, NASCAR would be able to see clear as day that he spun it out on purpose. I mean, clear as day.
They did slap 22 on the wrist for not causing cautions. I mean, he did. There's been races that 22 spun out on the apron there.
I ain't seen it, but anyway. We're talking about Chase Elliott here. And the problem I have with it is that if you looked at the SMT data, Michael, you know how to do it. I know how to do it. Willie does it not intentionally, but he does it.
Fuck you.
You know what it takes to spin out a race car. We all can do it. We know how to do it. We can spin them out. The problem is that when you've got all the data and NASCAR can see what your throttle points are, what your braking points are, what your steering wheel, what your steering wheel input is, all that stuff. They will know full well whether or not Chase Elliott spun that car out on purpose. And obviously, the SMT data does not show that he spun it out on purpose. Does it look guilty as hell? Abso-freaking-lutely. I ain't going to deny that one iota. But I'll tell you what, when you knock the rear toe out of these things, because we've seen it with just about everybody, when you knock the rear toe out of these next-gen cars, they become, instead of a bear to drive, they almost become undrivable.
How do you fix it on a pit stop?
The toe links supposedly are relatively easy to change because I guess they changed it on Chase's car, and that's why he came back up to the front because he busted one on that first time he got in the fence. They're supposedly relatively easy to change, so. But at the end of the day, obviously the SMT data did not show that he spun out on purpose, and the thing is, as I look at it,
hey, what's Kyle Busch say?
You can't prove the pun. You can't prove the crime, so he can't do the time. Innocent until proven guilty.
What's Kyle Busch say when he's like? They ask how he made it around. I can agree with Keith on that. But didn't who was it? I agree. But they asked Kyle Busch one time, how did you make it to pit road without tearing your car up? KFB, baby. KFB.
At the end of the day, like I said,
it's his own teammate. How you think he's messing the races up? He just screwed his own teammate.
To me, it's like if he did it intentionally, the SMT data would have shown it. Period. And obviously, the SMT data did not show it.
You don't
did
think
it
they
look guilty?
You don't
did
think
it
they give him
look
a pass?
guilty as hell? Hey,
you don't think they give him a pass?
No. They're not going to give any. You know what? Chase is golden boy. NASCAR's golden boy. Well, you know what? Stuff it, you guys. At the end of the frickin' day, if they wanted to give him a penalty, they could have given him a penalty.
Well,
and you know what? The toe link was broke. I guarantee it loosened the car right up. It would have been a handful to drive. Was he pissed off? Absolutely was pissed off. Should he have brought it in? Probably, because he was probably driving over his head. I mean, let's be honest. He was madder than a hornet, right? And more than likely, he just drove it over his head.
All right, easy there, killer. Now, Dale Jr. If Dale Drew, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Dale Jr. was not in the sport at year 2001, NASCAR would be dead. This is my opinion. That's my honest opinion.
Like I said, my own personal opinion is did it look bad? Yes, it looked bad. Did he do it intentionally? SMT data doesn't say he did it intentionally. Therefore, you can't prove him guilty. White gloves, I get it. He wears white gloves and everything like that. But
the fans should have SMT data.
No, you can't give fans SMT data, because then they'll start looking at it and saying, "Oh, look what this guy's doing. Look what this guy's doing. He's manipulating this. He's manipulating that. Holy hell, how much more of a firestorm are you planning on causing for every damn race?"
You want to hear the rumor mill?
Ugh.
NASCAR is working on small pieces of SM data to release to fans in 2023.
Small pieces is okay. I'm okay with that. But you know what? No, they don't need all that shit. I was pissed off at the end of the day when NASCAR said that they were going to let all the teams look at each other's SMT data, because you know, at the end of the day, that takes some advantage that the driver themselves would have away from the field.
Yeah, because you constantly hear on the radio,
"Oh,
man, he's killing you going into the corner. You look like you're throttling up way too quick. He's 2 seconds past."
I was pissed when they said that they were going to release the SMT data all the teams, because at the end of the day, you just took all the advantage that other drivers have away from one another.
But can they do it? Do they look at do they have access to SMT data during the race?
Yep.
See, before it used to not be that way, right?
Oh, they have access to it all the time. I mean, I listen to Williams radio all the time, and you'll hear the crew chief come on. Yeah, he's driving it in deeper than you are, or he's using 50%. They'll even have it down where he's using 50-pound more brake than you are.
Wow. Are we turning in? We're turning in
F1? We're turning in earlier than he is, or he's carrying the throttle longer than you are going into the corner, he's carrying the throttle more into the corner more than you are, and he's running 2 lanes higher up than you are. Yeah. They see it all live.
Yeah, it's
stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even the crew chief, even the spotters have access to it. I don't think they can't look at it during the race, right? But after the race, I mean,
every freaking team now, Hendrick Motorsports has a room for each team at Hendrick Motorsports where they have 4 engineers sitting in that room doing a race, and that's basically what they're watching. Is other cars' SMT data.
Prepping for the race or during the race?
No, during the race.
Wow. Look,
who do you think I listen to? The 24 car, at least when he's running. I mean, hell, I haven't listened to a whole race all year.
Wow.
There is a video that I was going to share, but I can't share it. It's got too many cuss words. You've got Eddie DeHunt You've got Eddie Hunt, calling it a DE move. You've got.
Who is that? Well, I'm gonna. He better stay away from me on Thursday.
But listen, in all, who is the owner of Hendrick Motorsports? Rick Hendrick.
Rick Hendrick.
This stuff will be squashed by the time they get to Vegas. I don't care who you are. He will be.
Oh, this is probably already dealt with.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if it's Rick Hendrick that's going to deal with it or it's going to be Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, I think Rick's on his way out, so Jeff's handling a lot of these things now.
I suspect, if anything, Jeff's going to be the one to deal with it. And you guys all know I'm a huge Jeff Gordon fan, and I'll tell you exactly how he dealt with his teams. It was basically, this is what it is. It's over. It's finished. Move on.
One thing.
The only time I ever saw Jeff get mad at a teammate was Jimmy Johnson in 2010, and that's when Rick had to step in.
That was at Martinsville, correct?
No, it was at Texas. And then at Talladega, the next race at Talladega, Jimmy cut off a huge run on a block, and the next lap, Jeff got caught in a wreck.
Yeah. Well,
and that's when
I do remember it. Martinsville was before Texas, I think, because Martinsville, Jimmy was beating a back bumper off, and somebody better tell him better stop. I remember hearing that radio. It was the same year. It was
2010 was when this went down.
Jeff's last year, right?
No, 2010.
Oh,
it was all in 2010. I remember it quite clearly because I was ready to pummel the freaking 48 car's ass.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson wasn't my favorite driver by a long shot after that year.
But like going back to Daytona, everybody, we kind of heard. Yeah. Well. Listen. I wonder why Rick Hendrick is getting so many poles, right, at Daytona. I want to share something that I learned.
Oh, roasted.
Why do I even try?
Listen. I ain't even gonna tell my story now. Now listen. I get dealt in iRacing
this
a lot.
Going freaking downhill in a hurry with a freaking toilet seat and a freaking plunger.
Hey, I am going to the Tully Ball race this week. Just letting you know. John, I ain't making you mad, but it ain't us wrecking you every week.
Well, that's true.
We race you clean.
Oh God. All right. Fine. So we're all got different opinions on what happened with Chase, right?
Yeah, we got different opinions. I think it caused the wreck. Now, we got on the Chase subject, right? So I want to show one more video here.
It's okay to beat the control car to the line, but it is not okay to hit the gas. Trouble turn 2. Keselowski and more. I think is that Wallace in it?
Alpha 2 guys, we might be done here.
Oh. The restart was fine, we are told, and Harrison Burton is torn up for the second week in a row through nothing of his doing. He was the third car in after Bubba Wallace. 10th caution flag. So at least Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace, and Harrison Burton involved. coming out of turn 2. And that funnel you talked about, Matt, it's just almost like the bottom of it closed right up.
Yeah, like Glenn was saying, you got to try to get in that hole to get to the top because you lose so much momentum off the bottom when they all stack up. We'll see here what caused it, but you just have so much momentum down there. It looks like Bubba's trying to squeeze up in the middle here and got Brad in the left rear and started the accident.
He just got Bubba. Look, Bubba gained all his fans back right there. Right? What do you mean you never see me race? I make shows. I'm not like Matt. Don't get wrecked by Uncle Joey. Listen.
Holy crap.
We can bring the street stocks and I'll show you who's boss. Bring the street stocks. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Really.
Oh God.
Really. Bring the street stocks. Look, I don't race dirt enough. Matt converted me to all asphalt over here. So,
boy, isn't that freaking throwing me under the bus with a freaking shovel of dirt, isn't it?
Well, you did. You converted me to all asphalt. I run now Arca and Xfinity. That's mostly what I run now. And I've been. You need to slow.
I like that one. Good one, John.
I'm ready for some wingless sprint cars.
So anyway,
no. Let's
put it this way. Bubba'd. What did Boyer call it? Bubba'd the field.
Yep.
Yeah, Bubba'd the field.
Yep. He got old Brad Keselowski one good time.
And that brings up something else that I think we have to talk about. Toyota.
Struggling.
They're having some issues.
Yes,
They're having some serious issues because all of them were having overheating problems.
Yes. Christopher Bell went out. Kyle Busch had an awful day. Spun
he
twice.
Come back to finish friggin' 15th. Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that trouble and
Wow.
he still finished 15th. I'm like, that was a championship caliber performance out of that car.
And he spun out twice.
Spun out twice, overheated. They had to put water in the car.
Had a flat, had to come back to pit road under green.
Yep. And still came back to finish 15th. He was 5 laps down at one point.
That tells you what we're dealing with, right? Too many cautions.
Yep.
The longest green flag run was 20 laps.
And I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon until these guys figure out that car.
Here's one thing I have a problem with is
because I'll tell you what, we're going to Las Vegas now, and we're talking high speed, and I know for sure it's going to be hot. And every time I've ever raced Las Vegas or been there, those cars get real light off too, real light, because that transition is wicked on that corner.
I think one problem that NASCAR has that we need to fix in a hurry is we're babying the Cup Series way too much with tires. We're babying them.
Yes, they've got to get rid of some sets of tires, no doubt.
Now listen, the Xfinity cars ran 100 miles less, and they only had 6 sets of tires the whole race.
Yeah, Cup had 13 sets.
The Cup had 13 sets for 100 extra miles. So every time you came in, you pitted.
Yeah, no, they got it. They got to lessen it.
Like this one right here.
I'd also
they only get 9 sets.
But I'd like to see them get rid of the cautions at the stages. I still like the idea of awarding stage points and everything like that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's like you pass that lap and green flag, baby, keep her going.
Either that or you don't count caution laps under that period.
Yeah. But I'd like to just see them get rid of the caution. I mean, I've been a proponent of that for a while. So
well, here's the thing: they will never do that because that's where they sell more ads is under caution.
But here's the problem, Willie. The reason that we ended up getting stages in the first place is because we weren't getting caution.
Yeah.
right?
Now we're getting too many.
Now we're going to get cautions because, and I tell you, these guys have proved it. We're going to be getting cautions with this car.
There's no separation with these cars very much. 33 passes for the lead at a mile and a half. Hey, I'm just going to throw it out there, Big John. Evil Motorsports probably going to take the UMP race Thursday. Just throwing it out there.
Hold up. I'm going to say it's going to come down to me and Bradley again.
Bradley, I forgot. If Bradley runs, it's going to be tough. He's probably one of the best UMP guys.
He's a very good UMP racer, yep.
But you can mark down, if I'm leading with 2 to go, I will not give it up again.
The worst part is that I was spotting for you and you didn't listen. But hey, what can I say?
Money. Oh,
money.
Top dollar, son.
Where's my pen and paper?
Here we go. Money's on the line.
Look, listen. I probably won't even make the field, right? UMPs, I'm not good at all. I'm terrible at UMP cars, right? UMP cars, I'm terrible at. My car's gonna have a for sale sign on it. But
I ain't gonna put up. I hope I make the show. That's all I can say.
Whew.
Well, you better learn to run top sides. Only thing I can tell you. School will be in session.
There you go. Anyway, all right. We got to get back on track here. And now it's time to dig myself out of a proverbial hole, which I know I can't dig myself out of. All right. So let's see. William Byron made a Quinn Houff mistake on Auto Club.
Was that the driver or the spotter?
I was listening to the radio. I already know. Spotter told him he was up there. And he still ran up top there. From what I understand, William believed that the 8 car was going to start coming down and lifted off the gas fully at probably the worst spot that you could lift. And as soon as he lifted it got loose on him. And then he lost it, right? And that's why he hit the 8 car. So basically proved himself that was a rookie mistake in his 5th season of Cup. Not a good look. Number 2, my $10 to make that William Byron makes the championship 4 is in huge trouble. Because of all the guys that I said are going to make the championship 4, the guy that I said is not only going to be in the championship 4, but win the championship already has to win a race to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
my guy's looking pretty.
This is where I get
good.
to this cease and desist letter to Willie Whitaker on behalf of Matthew Parasini and all 24 fans alike. This cease and desist states that Willie Whitaker is no longer allowed to pick/jinx William Byron in the 24 car with his winning pick for the remainder of the 2022 season and any subsequent seasons therefore following. Failure to apply to this cease and desist will require a serious ass beating on the racetrack by Matt. Sincerely, Matthew Parasini, all 24 fans, signed, sealed, and delivered March 1st, 2022.
Listen. You won't have to worry about me picking the 24 car. Because y'all let Alex Bowman outrun y'all now. So I mean
yeah. But the part that we're pissed off about is that you picked him to jinx him and you frickin' did it, you little bastard.
Now, question is William Byron signed with the 24 next year?
Oh, listen, let's be honest here, guys.
I'm just
No,
saying.
let's be honest here. He made one mistake and it basically cost him the race. But if that doesn't happen, that's your second place car in the race.
No way. No way.
Hold up. Is
No
that with
way.
Reddick still in the race?
Yes, Reddick would still be in the race.
No way. Where do you see that at?
Are you serious? Who the heck was
Yes.
he? He basically was running first and second for almost 3/4 of the time he was on the racetrack.
You're crazy. Look, was you watching the same race I was watching?
I was watching the same race you were watching. And Michael, you can't disagree with this because you saw it
what
too.
Stages? Who finished 1, 2 in both stages? Both
1,
stages.
2.
Yes, both stages. Who finished 1, 2?
Reddick and Jones.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I'll tell you what, the 24 car was pretty fast there before he got. And listen, the only reason that William got back in the field anyway is because of his shit ass pit crew again screwing us. Because the idiot doesn't know how to operate a pit gun.
Is this your rant? Is this your rant? Hang on.
No, my rant is I got to kick your ass, but that's another story.
Is this Matt's corner? Look.
So
the,
listen,
the 43 car's gonna catch so much hate, but there's no way y'all's number 2. No way.
Yeah, we would have been second.
No.
I guarantee it. They were getting that car pretty good, and I think the problem was they lost a lot of track position because the guy screwed up on the pit gun.
Where did y'all spotter come from? Is he like a high school student or?
He spotted for Ryan Preece last year, 37 car.
How does a guy from Ryan Preece get a 24 ride? How would the 24 ride not be the most sought ride in all of the garage?
I have no idea, but I think Brandon Lyons might have been his spotter previously in trucks, I think.
It's like Tyler Mon getting the 5 car.
But again, like I said, the spotter told him. And he shouldn't have been running the line he was running in the first place. Like he messed up, and he admitted it. He said it was 100% his fault.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was pretty bad and everything like that.
Chandler Smith
made a
mistake like that.
But now to put himself in the hole that he's in, where basically now he's going to win a race, that sucks.
We're only race 2.
He's got to win a race.
No.
I'm telling you right now, he's got to win a race.
Look, listen, we're only race 2.
He's got to win a race.
Jones got 52 points. 52 points in one race.
I know. I hear you, Willie, but I'm telling you, the problem is that he has so many cars to pass.
Here's my thing.
It's early in the season, but listen, if I'm on the 24 car right now, it's early in the season. I'm already on that red big freaking panic button.
Well, yeah, but I would still be aggressive on stages, right? But here's the thing. Yeah, you got to go win a race, but if it comes down to it, and you know it's going to come down to it, most of the time when it's on a long run, these these cars that are going to think they got to win the race is going to pit 2 or 3 laps before the stage so they can be out front when the stage ends. See what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but I'm telling you, they're in a must-win situation already.
I don't know if you can say that. I mean, unless you think it's the trend is going to continue. Is that what you're saying?
Well, listen, they haven't got off the bad luck train for a long time. And I already said in our preview show that they had to cut out the DNFs because they had 5 DNFs last year. And we're already at 2 DNFs at this point in the season.
Yep.
So am I concerned? Absolutely, I'm concerned.
So we're agreeing.
But I also know they have the speed to win, though, because they did show that they have the speed at Auto Club.
So are we saying Toyota's
and
as long
as he stays away from the big freaking Brad bulldozer, we should be in good shape.
So Toyota's has got the big red button pushed, and the 24 camp's got the big red button pushed.
Yep. Well,
And
definitely Toyota, because to me they look like they were behind. They look like they're behind Ford and Chevy right now on the track.
Yeah, I agree with. Still, second race, I don't think you can. That's still hard to kind of hit the red. I can see Toyota's concern, but hey, we got one extra car into the race this week. Got
Greg Biffle's in.
Greg Biffle's gonna run.
Yep.
Gonna touch on one more thing before we get into iRacing. Is SRX series just look like it's gonna be one hell of a series this year. See, you've got Tracy coming back, you got Helio coming back. They've added.
You got some hotheads in there this year.
I don't know if Francis is coming back. I didn't see if he was coming back or not.
I don't know. All I know is that you put Newman and Tracy in the same racetrack, and that ought to be interesting.
Over under, you think they get in a fight?
I don't know if they get in a fight, but I have a sneaky suspicion there'll be a lot of car repairs.
Yep. Which you saw the little meetup. I'm not going to South Boston, but I probably will try to go to Nashville. And stuff. So
anyway, so yes. Well, before we go into iRacing, we probably should do our picks for Vegas. Commissioner, you're up.
All right, the winner this week is
review
you.
of Auto Club.
You had the best overall finish. Willie was second, and I was third.
Picking all three this week.
Mm-hmm.
For the
all right,
trucks,
Michael. Trucks, you're up.
I'm taking Ben Rhodes.
That's a good pick.
Take Chandler Smith.
All right, Matt.
Kyle Busch.
See in the trucks?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
All right, Xfinity. I'm taking Josh Berry.
That's a good pick. I like that one.
Give me Noah. Vegas guy in Vegas.
I gotta think about who I'm gonna go with. Allgaier, I think I'm gonna go with this week.
JRM sweep right there.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be pretty strong this week.
I'm taking Joey Logano.
Ugh.
That's a good pick at Vegas. I ain't gonna dish you on that one.
Yeah. Hey, I'll stay on the Penske train. I'll take Ryan Blaney.
And Matt.
Eric Jones.
Woo!
What?
Hell just freezed over. I was going to take Eric, but I did not want to jinx him. I know that's what you done to try jinx him.
Damn rights I did. Payback's a bitch, asshole.
I tell you what, he might pick you up a win. Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
I hope my jinx works.
Yeah. One thing that we'll say it again next week's show. Zach won. Let's see. Zach won the fantasy.
Yep.
By a skinny hair. It was a last lap pass that got him that win. I was
not bitter at all, are you?
No, I was going to take that win. And we will also be doing this year a bracket contest. So I know Michael likes doing that. So we'll do a bracket thing this year for March Madness and stuff. So looking forward to that. Let's get into a little iRacing a little bit. We'll start off with Thursday night. So, Michael, I'll let you do a little recap for Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday night. We qualified second quick. Finished second in their heat.
Hang on a second.
And then we hit the invert, started on the pole, and led all but the last 2 laps to give it away and finish second, with Matt in my ear saying they're coming on the
Didn't
ball.
listen to the spotter. Spotter
No.
told him to watch high, and he did not.
Yep, I didn't think it was possible, but it was there.
You ain't gonna have a spotter this week because we're all 3 of us making the show.
Hey, I could take that too.
Hey,
So,
you haven't finished the whole recap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Matt got wrecked by Uncle Joey.
Matt got involved in a wreck in his heat race, and then
Uncle
in the
Joey.
B main, Matt got swallowed up in the back
Got
straightaway at the opening lap.
Got Joey.
Just the wrong place at the wrong time. Poor Uncle Joey, he come off the wall, and it took a lot of people out. And then Willie, you've had a pretty decent run that night,
Nah, finished 13th.
and that was all Thursday night.
Sorry, I had to bury my head in the sand. I couldn't hear what he was going to say.
All right, I'll do a little recap on Sunday. Matt qualified outside pole. Took the lead. What'd you leave? Half the race?
I don't know if it was half, but I led a good chunk of it.
Led a good chunk of it. Xfinity race was a caution fest. You think the Premier Series shouldn't be like that, but it was a caution fest. But
I think that boiled down more to the car than anything.
Yeah, the car.
It was a handful. That setup that the Xfinity car had at North Wilkes-Barre was a handful.
Yeah. So
I kind of liked it. I liked it after we got on a long run there. It finally come in for me.
Yeah, it did. It would come in after a long run. Problem was we never got a long enough run.
But we had about a 60-something lap run the last run for the caution. About a 60 lap.
I think the longest we had was like 40 something laps.
Yeah, it wasn't long. We had 13 cautions, so it was.
Yeah. But Matt was in the lead with the white flag and got a little loose, come off the corner.
Yep. Let Hamilton get on the inside and lost by a bumper.
On to the ARCA race last night. Matt qualified outside pole. No, qualified pole. Was it outside pole again?
Yep.
Outside pole. I qualified 7th. Wasn't too bad. I was happy with that. I struggled, got a lap down. Got a lot of airtime because I was racing. I reckon I was racing Ileana a little hard, but I was trying to fight to stay on the lead lap. Matt stayed second majority of the race and took the lead with a little bit to go. The 83 car went into pits. I went a lap down. The 83 car went in the pits. Didn't know he was going to pits. I looped it, caused a caution. Had some guys mad at me because I caused a caution in the middle of the pit cycle.
It happens. Hey, it happens. It's racing. It happens.
He didn't call. He was going to pits. Didn't know he was going to pits. Hey, I finished 4th, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say your part because I didn't know if you wanted to say it, but we could say it.
Let's be honest. I gave away 2 races this week.
I only gave away 1.
Yeah, I gave away 2.
Now, if we recap it, Willie here has beaten Matt in 3 out of 4. I've beat you 3 out of 4.
Mm-hmm. You have. You absolutely have.
And probably will make it 4 out of 5.
But let's be perfectly honest here. If we look at your little chart that you're so frigging proud of, if we had it for our races, your chart would look a hell of a lot worse than mine.
Listen, I'm still learning the cars, okay? Daddy-O might be going to Oculus this week, maybe going back to Oculus, maybe I don't know. But
listen, I have just, unfortunately for me, I mean, last night just what ended up happening is I overdrove it coming to the white.
let's be honest, it was the rainbow paint scheme that caused that car to go around. You brought the 94 Pride.
I brought the 98 Winston scheme to that race.
It still looked like a rainbow car. I can imagine Ray Abraham in the rainbow suit.
Yeah, well.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was a rainbow car. I ain't gonna deny that.
Hell, you couldn't separate him and Ernie Irvan in the Skittles car.
But let's be honest here.
Johnny Benson in the Bell South car.
The ARCA series for me in no toad right now, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, I ain't racing for the championship. The only thing I'm racing for in the ARCA series is wins.
I'm gonna say this about the ARCA series. ARCA series was so much better racing than the Xfinity series.
Yes, it was. It was.
That was so much. It was so much fun.
Race.
It was so much fun. Of course, Ileana swept the weekend.
Yep. Congrats to him. He earned it.
That ARCA race, he was in another zip code for a while.
Yep. Well, I got into the fence and bent the car up a little bit, and that hurt. That hurt me.
So tomorrow we've got
this
Thursday
week,
tomorrow we got Vegas practice.
Yeah, this week we're at Vegas with the No Toads. This is my sponsored race, the Rainbow Warrior 165.
Hey, don't say that again to the guys in the back. All right.
That one dropped like a lead balloon.
I'll give you my opinions off there.
Well, I got a special scheme coming for the race on Sunday. So it's going to be the Rainbow version 2 scheme coming out.
Oh.
A tribute to a legend.
Who's that?
You.
It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to Vegas.
This is a new track as well. None of the Toads have raced on this track. This is a new track for them this weekend. So
they've never ran at Vegas.
They have never run at Vegas. This is the first time they're running at Vegas. So,
I unfortunately won't be there.
Nope. You've got family commitments. So, and we will not have to worry about Willie beating me this week. I'm not concerned about it at all.
Willie's thinking otherwise.
This is a mile and a half. I'd have to choke pretty hard to mess this one up because mile and a halves have been my strong suit. And you can't deny that one.
You keep giving away races like you are, then I guess, hey, just saying. You keep giving away. If you keep giving away races, I'll take them.
You know what? I am going to spin you out and take the 10-point penalty just because.
Well, do it. Take it. Take that 10-point penalty. Hey,
I will. In the ARCA race, sure, no problem.
We have a 12-race playoff, or we have a 12-race deal. If you have 2 or 3 bad races, you don't have a shot at the championship. Nope. I do not like this format.
I already have 2 bad races, so
I think they should have at least a 2 to 3 race playoff.
Yeah, I'll take that up with the admin.
I should. Also, I-55.
Yeah, but I don't listen to you, so why would they?
No. I-55's coming out next week.
Yep.
So that's going to be pretty fun to see. I
think the Buick comes out next week too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The Buick.
Whoa.
The
Buick what?
87 Buick. The 87 Buick comes out.
Yep.
Is that what? Is that the one car? Is that the spoiler car?
No, it's the one Junior got.
Yeah, the
Scanned.
one. Yeah, it's 87 Cup car.
It's an '87 Cup car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're adding a third car to that.
They're adding a
What?
Buick
Wait,
to it.
what's? I ain't never seen an '87. The '87 Buick.
The reason they went with the Buick is because the way the body design is, you can make it look like a Pontiac with paint schemes.
Looking it up real quick. It's the
So-
same. It looks like the same car. It looks like the same car of the Monte Carlo.
No, it don't look anything like the Monte Carlo.
Is it the Buick Grand National?
Yeah.
They look identical.
No, they don't.
The Camaro, the Monte Carlo
No,
is
it
more
might not-
bubbly.
It may not be the Grand National. It might be the LeSabre.
Yeah, it's the Sabre.
Yeah, the Buick LeSabre. 87 Buick LeSabre.
So I think I got iRacing on Facebook.
Anyway, so we got that coming out. Yes, and I'm praying I don't give away any more things. However, my secret weapons are starting to come in. I haven't got everything yet, but I've got some of it sitting in the house. So
So is that the only car coming out? They're not coming out with a new street stock car?
we don't know yet. They haven't announced it.
Ugh. Anyway, I've got something up my sleeve. Going to talk to the guys a little bit later, but I think we're going to have just a special race. I want to run street stocks at Coliseum. I want to have a special race that runs street stocks, Coliseum, heats, consolation, feature.
And it'll be hit to pass Willie.
No, it ain't gonna be a hit to pass. You want it
Willie.
to be
I said hit to pass Willie. I didn't say hit to pass everyone. I said hit to pass Willie.
but it is going to be a big event. It's going to be a huge event. It's going to be a 60 car field.
Are you serious? We're gonna put 60 cars on that
No,
racetrack?
I'm just
Are you
playing.
nuts?
No. I'm gonna have a 60 car server, and it's gonna be a 60 car server and only
20 start.
20 car start. We'll take 20 car.
start.
It's gonna be fun. And then we're gonna do a special street stock race at I-55. So
Okay.
look for a special street stock race at
Street
I-55.
stock race at I-55.
And stuff. I wanted to have a special race at Mid-South Sports Report, little race.
And there is any of you guys that are interested, if you're watching, I don't see many watching right now, but anybody that's watching, there is going to be probably in the next 2 to 3 months. We're just waiting for iRacing to get all the bugs of the next gen ironed out. But we will be running an next gen series. 12-week series, probably 8 races with 4 playoff races.
Ain't picked today, right?
No,
I want to talk to y'all about that because I had some wild ass idea today about.
Oh dear. Well, but that's the idea anyway. That will be coming. It is in the works. So.
All right. Best and worst of the week, Matt.
No, I ain't starting first because I'm gonna rip you a new one with mine. So.
Damn. Michael, go.
Oh shoot! My worst of the week would be Chase Elliott being the new crybaby face of NASCAR. I think he's took that spot away from Kyle Busch.
Are you serious?
100%. Best of the week. I really don't have one, but I'll just say Joey Logano's recovery on Sunday.
It ain't got to be racing.
Finish.
It ain't got to be racing.
Okay, well then it's Arkansas beating Kentucky.
All right, there you go.
And I got
money.
Yep. Off of Willie.
Yep. Willie put his money where his mouth is and messed up. So
Hey, he had to beat 2 legs. That was a 2-leg parlay deal, and he got both of them.
yeah, but we said it was a slam dunk bet, so it was kind of like I knew he was going to get both of them, and it was like, well, that's just a donation.
That
Thanks,
wasn't
Willie.
that wasn't a slam dunk. So, my best and worst of the week. Worst of the week. I love them to death. It's my team, but pit crew guys on the 43 team, we've got to step it up, man. I'm not going to say Eric Jones would have won that race because that car was set up on the long run. I promise you this, if he had 10 more laps, he would have won that race. He was 2/10. His fall off was not nowhere near Larson's. Larson was falling off way worse. His car was built for long run speed. I did hear Dave say that, that car would not going to be set up for the long run no more because it's all short runs. Now, best of the week, stay with the 43 camp. That was the first time the 43 car led that many laps. That's the first time, or led that many laps since 2012. That's the first time the 43 car had started on the front row since 2012. So, you know what? I love the way the 43 car ran Sunday. It was great to see. Yes, I am a guy that likes smaller teams. Petty's really not a smaller team to me. We've just been in a bad stretch. I love what Eric said at the end of the race. And, it made my chest pump out, at the end of that race. He said, bring me cars like that, we're going to bag a few. And I 100% think he's right. If they bring him cars just like they brought him Sunday, he will bag a few. That's my best of the week. Go ahead. Rip me.
Best of the week for me. NASCAR next gen car, period. That was some of the best racing I'd seen in Fontana in a long time. The cars are hard to drive. They're not easy to drive. The guys got to work them. They got to drive them. I liked seeing it. I loved also seeing that the leader didn't seem like the leader could get that far out on the field.
Tyler Rick, as far as we got out.
It didn't get that far out. Even Reddick, he only got maybe a second out on second place, which was not much. So kudos to NASCAR. To the eye, it looked good. I was pretty happy with it. Worst of the week, and I'm going to probably make Willie hit the floorboards when he hears this one, is yours truly.
What?
Giving away 2 races on iRacing for the No Toads. I gave those races away. Thursday at John's deal was not my finest hour. And honestly, I am just tired of hearing Willie saying that he's better than me because I know damn well he ain't. And I am going to prove that this week.
Well, it might start Sunday because it ain't going to start Thursday. Let's put it out there on that one.
Because I am tired. I am tired of hearing your. I am tired of hearing your ego cashing checks that you can't freaking cash.
Let's go ahead. Hang on a second. Let's go ahead and let's look at the Xfinity schedule for the rest of the year here. Okay. We have Las Vegas, Phoenix, Atlanta.
You won't beat me at Las Vegas. You won't beat me at Atlanta. Phoenix is a crapshoot. Watkins Glen, well, who knows?
Richmond, Homestead.
The only track you might have a chance of beating me at legitimately might be Richmond.
I like how you belittle me, but okay. I'm just okay. When I beat you at one of these tracks, I want you to take back that Willie's not no good.
I didn't say you're no good. I just said you ain't going to beat me.
Hey, you hold the steering wheel just like I hold the steering wheel.
I do. But I'm
Okay.
telling you, you ain't going to beat me.
You got the same right foot and I got the same left foot.
I know, but your ego's cashing checks. You're going to start bouncing there, boy.
I mean, you're giving away races like, a lot of people too.
I am.
So, I'm staying in the flow and you giving away races and I'm just passing on by.
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried either. Not worried either. The only track that I'm worried about is Walklands Glen. Rest of them I'll be fine at.
Well, I'm not worried because last I checked, I was third in points and you're like 11th.
And I'm climbing. I was 20th and I'm climbing.
You're climbing, but you got a long way to get to third there, boy.
I'm not going to beat you in points. I can already say that. When we went to the Xfinity car, that was one of the first times I've set into a Xfinity car. Okay?
I know.
This first season is going to be a rough one. This next season, I'm going to upgrade my wheel. I'm going to upgrade my pedals. They better hold on because they're going to be in for a ride. They're going to be there. What you saw with Eric Jones is, oh my God, where'd he come from? That's what they're going to say next season. Just saying. I'm just saying.
We better get off here before I say something that's going to get me in big trouble.
All right, boys. We will see you next Tuesday, 8:00.
Have we got any dirt racing this week there, Mr. Dirt Guy?
Yes.
There
got
we
the
go.
Toilet Bowl, and then the Comp Cam starts this weekend at Boot Hill.
Perfect. All right, we got some dirt for you next week too.
And
I won't.
And Bristol's coming.
Yeah. When Bristol comes, it'll be a kind of a short show because we'll probably be watching that dirt. I'm going to Toilet Bowl this weekend, but I don't know if I'll be able to do any pit covers because I might be taking my little one with me, and they charge way too much for the pits.
Nope, that's fine. Just go enjoy yourself.
Yep.
I'm going to enjoy myself. I do plan to make the trip up to Brownstown at the end of the month to catch a Lucas Oil race. They're back in action next week. There you go. They're at 411 next weekend for 2 races. I know dirt racing is officially back on every week from here on out. There's going to be a big sanction race every week from here on out. So Michael has to get his notes prepared and cover some of these.
No worries about that. We got the best dirt reporter going here for the cheapest price.
Free.
We do have Smoky Mountain Speedway. They start up with Ironman series. They're running tonight, or running Friday night, and then Cherokee runs Saturday for I don't know if it's a sanctioned event or not, but they're running Saturday. So, all right, we're going to get off here. See you next Tuesday, 8:00 Central, sharp, and give you a scoop on Vegas and see how we do on our picks. I'm
going to be in a great mood on next Tuesday after Eric crashes and William wins.
I would not wish Byron to crash. Don't wish.
Well, okay, not crash, maybe have some unfortunate luck.
I will be doing a posting on Indeed, looking for a new co-host. All right, guys, we're out here. See y'all.
See ya.
See ya.